we need these leaders to come out and talk about what is happening that is wrong, how they're going about it that is challenging our Constitution. We as a people, if democracy is not dead, we as a people need to come together. Hello. I want to say welcome to Defeat the Feast, the Daily Scroll. I'm a peace lover, VR for short. And this show, as I mentioned before, is talking about the culture and politics of today, what's happening in the administration in regards to the latest news. However, a lot of the information that I give has to do with my opinion on what is going on with the United States and the administration at hand currently right now. So I'll try to do this as much as possible, and I'll try to be as consistent as I can in regards to the news, but it does contain some opinionated takes that I will give in regards to the administration, in regards to the environment that we're currently living in right now. I just want to say, first of all, that in regards to what's happening right now with the Trump administration, it appears that they are following Project 2025. If you have been in denial about what is going on from the first day into office until now, all of the dominoes are being set up and are falling right in line to what the prerogative is, and the marching orders are for everything constructed in regards to Project 2025. And just yesterday, the Senate confirmed one of the architects of Project 2025, 𝕍𝖊𝖋. And so he has made it no secret. He has publicly stated, white Christian nationalism is the point. It is the point of this administration. It is the point of what Trump and MAGA and all the people who follow, the people who are in the cabinet are subscribing to. And so I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to bring up a graphic and talk a little bit about Project 2025 and some of the things on their list. It's not everything, but some of the things on their list that they are either putting in motion or have put in motion. And you tell me, you let me know if I'm wrong in regards to what is happening here within our government. And so I'll put up that first graphic in my screen share right now. So I'll bring this up a little bit larger, but I'm just going to go through these point by point in terms of the agenda and what's happening now, what's happened in the last 2 weeks in the Trump administration, and talk a little bit about each one. So the first one on this list is eliminate the Department of Education. And This is something that's happening. I mean, this is not you know a rumor. This is not an opinion. This is factual in regards to what they want to do, what Trump and the administration want to do. They want to eliminate the Department of Education. So what does that mean? What does eliminating the Department of Education mean? Well, it means that generally Americans across this country who are protected by certain things that the Department of Education either funds or regulates will be no more. So as a person who is a disability services coordinator for a college, and for many colleges for over 12 years, we are talking about protected rights and funding that go to specifically children in this country, K through 12, in schools that have IEPs and will no longer get funding and quite possibly no longer be mandated to identify students who possibly have a disability that would put them on a level playing field with other students to for focus to move forward in their studies in our public school system. That's just one example of a situation that the Department of Education regulates and makes sure in regards to justice and rights for all funds for different schools across the country. It's definitely going to have an effect in regards to students who are currently in college in the funding for Pell Grants and loans. So when we talk about a level playing field for all, not everyone can afford to go to college, myself included. And so what Pell Grants and the opportunity to take loans, if that's something that you want to do because you're investing in yourself, what they do is they provide people who mostly are low income, whether minority or not, the opportunity to fund their education. Now, you ask me, I personally think education should be free for all, for all, not just in the world, but in America. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So you're talking about taking away a particular mechanism that levels the playing field for underprivileged to have some kind of hope and chance to be educated beyond grade school, beyond K through 12, which affords the underserved, the underprivileged minorities, what have you. It levels the playing field so that they can have an opportunity to have, jobs that are going to be meaningful in society and pay them more, whether it's service industry, whether it be a doctor, lawyer. And so that does not level the playing field. I mean, when you take everything into consideration as a whole, taking away these mechanisms destroy any chance of the people who are underserved, who are underprivileged, who are minorities in most cases, the opportunity to move forward and have a higher education, like myself. And even though I'm still paying back loans to this day, it gave me the opportunity to go to college and to go to graduate school, and the opportunity to seek knowledge. So those are just two examples of what eliminating the Department of Education is going to do to this country. Now, what is their justification? Well, the second one on this list: use public funds to pay for private religious schools. Okay, so if you think about the premise of what this country was built on, at least what they teach us in the history books, the founders of this nation were fleeing a government that was persecuting their religion. But everything in the Constitution puts together a premise that no one should be prosecuted, no one should be looked at differently for their choice of religion. And paying for funds to pay for private religious schools, and then the third one there, encouraging Christian indoctrination through public schools, is a direct violation of a separation of church and state, which the meaning behind the Constitution states that those things should stay separate, and that everyone should have the opportunity to to basically have their own religious, to worship in the however they see fit, as as a citizen of this country. So if somebody hasn't mentioned that already, that this is directly unconstitutional. When you talk about some of the arguments that have been made by people who were upset with the last administration, or big government, they talk and they justify that we don't want big government. We don't want government making decisions for us. We want a free country. We want less government and more capitalism, more democratic choices, so that we can make our own decisions. Freedom of speech, freedom of of being going into business for ourselves, all these different freedoms that are being talked about. But as I go through this list of the Project 2025 agenda, at least on the surface, it looks like pretty much a lot of government that is dictating what this country should be. And when you dictate and you put together specific things that don't include everyone else, then there's no freedom behind that. Everything here seems to be big government. It seems to be dictated. I'm going to go through the rest of this list, point by point, and just make smaller comments than I did from the beginning, because the biggest issue for me is the everything on this list, but the first couple of ones, because I'm an educator, and it directly affects me in the service that I do for my students, in the service that I do for my country. I consider, my job and my purpose in life is to serve others, in all of my life, whether, as a mental health counselor, which I was at one time, or an educator. I've been in higher education over 25 years at this point, and medical education for over 20. And with the guise of serving, the individual that's in front of me. And most of the time, those are Americans. And many of those times, those are people who may not be Americans, but are in this country, trying to get an education and possibly trying to become an American one day. So let's go through the rest of this. And like I said, I'll just go point by point. Dismantle civil rights and DEI protections in all levels of government. So what has happened so far? Well, the Trump administration pretty much rescinded the Civil Rights Act of 1965, which falls in line, which tracks with dismantling civil rights, basically stating that employers don't have to follow any kind of rhyme or reason or inclusion when hiring in this country, in America. So the protections on race, gender, sexual orientation, those are out the window now. Like they didn't exist. 60 years of this country healing, this country providing a level playing field, again, for all Americans, in the stroke of a pen, is gone. Now, there's some politically charged words that the Trump administration, MAGA, whatever you want to call it, have continued throughout their campaign, throughout the current presidency, and that is DEI. DEI. What is DEI? DEI. They shorten it to DEI, like LOL, or like just to make it a buzzword. It's a buzzword of hate, like they did with woke. Simply, what is woke? To be awake, to be aware of your surroundings, to be aware of your environment. I mean, that in essence is what woke is. Like you're sleeping, alarm bell rings or the rooster crows, and you wake up. But they took that word and they politically charged it, they racially charged it to mean something different. The woke environment, we want to get rid of the woke mentality, where all woke is just being aware of what's going on around you, being aware of your environment. And so DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I hate using that acronym DEI because they've taken it and bastardized it to fit their agenda. So now, DEI, 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 they don't pronounce the whole meaning of what it is. It is diversity. Okay. Diversity. I mean, do you like your coffee diverse? Do you like putting milk in your coffee? That's diversity. I mean, like, do you like eating dinner with with meat, vegetables, and starch? That's diversity. I have diversity on my plate. I mean, like, on the bare minimum, what is diversity? Diversity, in terms of what it actually means, I'm just simplifying it, but what it actually means is having everyone. This country is built on having everyone, not just blinders on, not just one particular race or one particular religion or one particular, we don't have all males in this. This is not the, He-Man Woman Haters Club, from the Little Rascals. This is everyone, like everyone, which goes to the next premise of equity. Everyone that's here should be equal. Equality. It's in our Constitution. Equality is what our forefathers, strive for this country to be. Inclusion. Everybody has an opportunity in this country. Everybody has an opportunity, for democracy, capitalism, justice for all, Lady Liberty, all that, So when, you hear that word, you hear that acronym being, racially, politically charged in the rhetoric that is being said, remember what it means. It's not LOL. It's not FYI. Words mean something. Letters just signify what those words mean. So I'm going to end it there. I'm going to come back to talking about this agenda, continue going through this list, but I'm going to end it there because I'm running a little long. I want to say happy Friday and just look at this list, and I'll get back to it, but look at this list and think to yourself, are these things happening? Are they being true to their words? And does this fit my life? Is this in concert and congruent with me as a person moving forward for the next 4 years and possibly longer? Because if this person wants to run for a third term and disregard our Constitution, is this congruent with you? Is this something that you want? And get back to me on that. Again, I'll come back to this list. I'll go through this information again. But I just want to say, to end this off, we have to fight for justice. We have to fight for the American way. We have to fight a battle for one another, even the ones that don't agree with us, even the ones that support Trump right now and are MAGA. We have to fight for them because, I'm a religious man. and Yeshua is my Lord and Savior. And when he was up on the cross, dying for our sins, he said, Father, they do not know what they're doing. So you know what? We need to fight for them too, even though they do not know what they're doing. And hopefully this narrative and some of the things that I talked about today resonate with you. And I will leave it at that and just say my end tagline, which is, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. And just like that, he was gone. We need these leaders to come out and talk about what is happening that is wrong, how they're going about it that is challenging our Constitution. We as a people, if democracy is not dead, we as a people need to come together